Good evening. Welcome to the news tonight at 6. Tonight's main stories: no new coronavirus restrictions agreed by Stormont executive. Also tonight, island braced for rare thundersnow, as Met Aaron issue weather warning and forecast days of snow. And more. Hello, I'm English. Australia. Stormont ministers have agreed no new coronavirus restrictions following a meeting of the Northern Ireland executive. Speaking after the executive meeting, First Minister Paul Givan said, "No further restrictions are necessary at this time." Meanwhile, Deputy First Minister Michelle O'Neill said Stormont is planning for all contingencies, and is watching the situation with the Omicron variant very closely. Northern Ireland has been hit with record numbers of cases of the virus due to the Omicron variant. On Thursday, the Health Department confirmed another 6,877 positive cases of COVID-19 in Northern Ireland, and said a further 4 patients who previously tested positive had died. The case numbers have sparked staff shortages, with the Northern Ireland Ambulance Service saying a quarter of its staff are unavailable to work. Paul Givan said, "We're not seeing the increases in this wave as we did have in previous waves, and that is as a result of the vaccination program that we've been rolling out. It is due to the booster jab, now with over 850,000 people have been jabbed. During December I said that we needed to build our defenses to get greater levels of immunity before this wave hit us, and now we're seeing the benefit of all of that work." First Minister Paul Givan, because people have went out and got their jab, they're following the public health advice. The executive hasn't had to take those kind of measures which were necessary over a year ago, and we're in a much better place now. Mr. Givan did warn, however, that the health service continues to face pressures and that we have a challenging period ahead of us over the next number of weeks. Michelle O'Neill said, "There is a lot to continue to work our way through over the course of the coming weeks, but we're clearly in a very challenging position. This Omicron version is a mass disruptor. It's impacting on many people, but, crucially, over the next couple of weeks we need people to double down on their efforts." Testing capacity has also come under pressure. Earlier this week, it was announced that, as a temporary measure, positive lateral flow tests will not need to be confirmed with a PCR test. PCR test not needed if lateral flow positive as 1M rapid kits arrive in NE. Meanwhile, the Department of Health has announced that pre-departure COVID tests for travellers arriving in Northern Ireland will be scrapped. From 4 a.m. on Friday, fully vaccinated passengers and under 18s will no longer need to take a pre-departure test or self-isolate on arrival. In other news, thundersnow could hit parts of Ireland as wintry weather moves in. Met Aaron has issued a nationwide warning for hazardous conditions over the coming days, saying snow, sleet, hail, ice and isolated thunderstorms are all likely. This means that Ireland could be in for a rare outbreak of thundersnow, which happens when thunderstorms, which are more common in summer months, form in wintry conditions. When the weather is cold, the rain associated with a thunderstorm can fall as snow and therefore is called thundersnow. Next tonight, people who have received an additional dose of a COVID-19 vaccine will be issued an updated digital COVID certificate starting from tonight. The new certs will be automatically issued over the coming days to people who have received an additional or booster vaccination in recent months. And finally, sport. Men's tennis world number 1 Novak Djokovic will now wait until Monday to find out whether he can remain in Australia and compete in the Open there, after the country denied him entry and cancelled his visa. Now, let's take a look at the weather with Lee.